Hi folks, we're at our workshop. So, started on the other side. I'm going to be doing this BC posts sill rail here. So I'm not going to take these sills off then, that's going to save a few bolts. You just got to disconnect it at these points here and the bits here where it joins in to this body panel. And then these ones were great because they just sheared off, so it's always worth having a go on the old bolts with the spanner and socket, because they may happen really quickly. These pretty much all sheared apart from one, which was quicker than getting the grinder out. However, when I was under there, because there's bolts along here, there's bolts that go in there, there's bolts that go here, and there's one on the piece there, and there's one that comes up under this bracket. Closer inspection. I've taken the floor out so I can actually see. That's the problem. That bit of daylight there. It's not good. Really, that needs repairing. The only way to repair that is naturally when this is off, which is the sill. This is where the sill bolt's on. I might be having to learn to weld today, in fact. That's a bit crumbly, but I think this bit's fairly solid, but you never know. I mean, the bulkhead, footwells in general are pretty crap. I'm not going to show you those because they're horrific. So yeah, that's just throwing a massive spanner in the works. I've got to drive this vehicle in a couple of days on a 700-mile road trip. Yeah, thinking these bloody projects. I know it's a cliche, but you start off and you think, oh, it's going to be all right, or you know what to do. You think you've assessed all the damage and what have you, but always kind of turns out worse, and you kind of learn that over the time. That it's not surprising, to be honest. It's a really old vehicle, and you know, for all the stuff, it's like an iceberg, I guess. For all the stuff you can see, how much stuff is lurking under the surface. Like, I don't even want to take these off here. I don't want to take these trim panels off because I don't really know what lies beneath. But another conundrum and time pressure. So yeah. Doing 700 miles in 36 hours in a Defender. Crazy, right? Just in Knutsford services at the moment. Can't be asked to do this. And in case any of you are interested, this is what my storage looks like. Packed to the rafters. There's my bulkhead. Last thing that went in, because it's a frigging nightmare. It's the only landy parts you can spot. There we go. You can see the peeking around the corner there. Doors. There we go. So this one's 50 square feet. I can get pretty much all that junk you used to watch on my videos. I can get that all in 50 square feet. I left my fuel cap in the petrol station again. It's only the second time I've done it, but I went and put it down. It's because I went on the right hand side. Well, I went on the wrong side, so that when you put the pump down, you don't necessarily see it right there. That's annoying. Ugh, just on my 700-mile round trip, coming to the end of that, you can see all this crud I've got in the back. So I love Defenders, because you can just go 350 miles on a full tank, load up with stuff, fill up, and on your way back. Right, cut forward to several days and 700 miles later. It's now the hottest day of the year. I've had to take the sill off because these bolts in here, just like on the other side, well, the other side I could get one of these nuts off, and the other one I had to cut off because the plate, the stud plate, just sheared, just rusted away completely. This one's totally rusted. These bolts, these nuts were spinning independently up in here. Now I've managed to get this one off by cutting it. I started with the Dremel, and the Dremel has just screwed the pooch. To get access to this one, I've had to take the sill off because you cannot get in there otherwise, and I may have a go with a reciprocating saw for that one. But naturally this is becoming a beast of a job. It's a real pain. I haven't even got to this bit yet, and then I'm going to have to, then when I've got this off, got all the sides off, then I can grind that out, see where the good metal is, and hopefully create a little patch to stick that in there. I had to go welding last night, and I mean, I totally haven't perfected it at all. I don't know exactly how to tweak all the settings. The weld seems to sort of spatter out after a couple of inches of running it. I'm not entirely sure why that is at the moment. It may be wind moving the gas away. But I figured for this, actually, now I'm confident I can join two bits of metal together with electricity. I'll just give this a crack, because I can just like tack weld all the way around and then grind it off. I think that's enough. I'm confident in that. You might see my footwell there. I've received a replacement panel for that as well, so that's going to be another job. Yes! Oh, how lucky was that? I managed to get halfway through. That was super lucky. Oh yeah, don't forget these. The remnants of these washers, these metal washers. Now for the ones on the C-post. The ones on the other side popped out. Oh, that's why. and eventually it shears off. And there is the rust in its entirety. Well, we hope so. I'll bash this about a bit and see what happens. Okay, here we are a day later. Having got this one out completely. It's a bit easier, goes a bit more smoothly once you know exactly what you need to take out, except for the British weather. So I've rigged up, Jen helped me, rigged up a shelter over here. It's the sort of things you have to do in the British weather, because actually that's the thing that's made it stop raining, so can't complain. Anyway, there's the welding. That's all sorted now, wax sawed over. There's a couple of little holes in there, but I'm not worried about that. It's pretty damn solid now. Ground it all back, test fitted the old piece, and the foot fits in there, which is good. And like before, got all the PVC tape set up, and the roof's jacked up. It's got about 5 inches of wood in there. This one was a bit trickier to get out of this C-post, but I've taped it all up anyway. Looks like we're kind of on the home straight now. But before I do, there are two things I need to remember at this stage. Number one, the seal that goes on the top of the B-post. And this one, mine 97, this is rubber, it sort of just fits down in there and lips over the side. Later ones I think are foam, like Pumas, they use a foam thing, so that might have to be replaced with a part. And then there's the neoprene pad, which on the Land Rover it's 12mm. I bought a 10mm and I had some 2mm, and I've just stuck the 2mm on top of the 10mm. But that bit is what goes down in here, like that. So that was actually missing on the other side, and so there's been a hole there, and there's been, you know, drafts getting up. So I'm going to stick that on the C-pillar first before it goes in. That should shore it up nice a treat. This is the new one. This is the old one, so it's fitted just above the hinge, kind of cut out there. And there. Hopefully this isn't the bit where it all goes wrong. Don't forget tool number one. under that lip. What happened there? That was eerie. That was eerie. Because it just, even though I had more problems getting this bit out, it's kind of fitted in. This is where it was catching. This bit was further out and it was catching under here. That's why I had to take the bulkhead foot out and readjust. We're all in here. It's good. So I tried to mask this up because I trapped a lot of masking tape last time. Hopefully I haven't done the same this time. More or less lines up. Probably didn't need to put 2 jacks of wood in there, which is strange. It's along here. Kind of needs to go in a bit more, I think. And this just fell into place. There is a bit of a gap down there actually, which is a bit odd. I'll have to go in a bit more. Come forwards. That's strange. It's properly tight on the other side. Anyway, can't complain. Until I then make the next section of the video about the problems I'm having, but we'll see. Naturally, I'm not going to do them up too tight at this stage. Interesting, there's still a gap behind there. There wasn't a gap on the other side. It was totally jammed flush. It's in. So I put all the bolts in, essentially everywhere loosely. Up in the roof, all up in here, and on the other side. I mean, I had to put the entire roof on basically, and over there, and all the fronts of the front here. And this is mostly pulled up. There might be a bit of welding that's proud down there. That's not making it totally flush, but it's all tightened up. Trickiest bit on this side was these here, these two, and then the same on the other side. These ones, this was too far this way, so really wanted to push these in, and it didn't really want to go. Had no problem on the other side. These ones are okay because it's quite, it's a bit of a moment there, so it's quite easy to get these in. Haven't got to the C-post yet. There's a bit of easier movement. The other side didn't have any movement to speak of. I think this C-post here is fitted better. These are fitted the same. These are fitted worse. This has gone. It's gone in a lot easier. But yeah, it's just a bit odd. And then the roof has gone in easier as well, actually. Good to know on the other side, actually, that was quite easy to put in. The other side was quite tough to get in originally, but after about a week and a half of being tightened up against the roof, it's done all right. It's not too difficult to change. But we do have the same alignment problem down here. That one's half out, and this one's totally out, just like on the other side. So, and it's pushed right up against the back. Yeah, that won't go any further back there. That's right up against the back. Same old thing, same old thing. It's I don't know. Is it my tub? Is it ORM C-post? Is it just the Land Rover random number generator gods? Yeah. So next I'm going to get this one tightened up, get the door brackets back on, the striker plates, and see how they line up. And then we're back onto doors and the vehicle will be watertight again. This plate's got a notch in there. So you put it up and then you have to remember to put it the right way round first. That way. So out of curiosity, I've just put this screw in. The plate goes on its lowest point, and there is about 3 mil. This plate won't go down. Could go down another 3 mil, but it doesn't. And that was one of the suggestions that YRM gave me, was to take some off the bottom of the plate, the nut plate. It may end up what I do, at least to sort the door issue. But so far as the tub issue, won't solve that. So about there. I'll give it a proper sort out later. The doors are now on. My glamorous assistant came to help me. I'm quite pleased with these actually. What is all about the seals. You can't adjust this without door seals, but you want that slight bit of, I mean, refer to my brand new 300 TDI video from Afghanistan, but you want a slight spring when you put your thumb in. You want the door to spring out slightly, and if you let it go from about here, it should fully close itself. That one springs, although this one doesn't close itself, only gets to there. Needs a bit more of a slam, but it's better than it was actually. This one was sagging actually, and the bottom of the door was rubbing on the checker plate sill, so this is now better aligned. What's crazy, right, is that actually I've been able to get that exactly spot on alignment. Look at the top here. Look at that for alignment. That is totally spot on. Yet this is right at the bottom. This is right at the bottom, just like on the other side. Yet the other side is like 4-5 mil higher than it should be. This is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. This wouldn't go any lower if you tried. There we go. I don't have an answer to all this. I do not have an answer. If anyone has an answer, then leave a comment below. Yeah. But anyway, glad the doors are on. I can get this vehicle waterproof. Alright, giving them a dose of dinitrile. Even though they're galvanised, we'll just give it its best chance in life. Oozing out there, black gold. This is the most fun bit. Ta-da! Door.